We talk about this issue that is really on the front lines with Cavallari in the purchase of a house. And I think what's complicating this, and the guys can learn from this, is that we're, involved kids here. And that to me seems, it makes it a little bit more of a complicated discussion and consideration for guys that are watching this and whether or not they should consent to something. But generally speaking, is this something that, I say you need to consider the kids when thinking about whether to consent or deny the purchase of a home? I don't know what her living situation is. I don't know where she is. And I imagine judges will have an opinion if you're kind of getting in the way when we're talking about the best interests of kids, right?
Absolutely. I know example for here in Connecticut, if you are starting to discuss assets and purchasing of homes, et cetera, compared to parenting plans and how that's going to look, the courts don't look favorably on that, because the most important thing is really what's in the best interests of these kids, and what's the parenting plan going to look like. And generally, you don't actually get to talk about asset division, at least here in Connecticut, until you've really resolved the parenting issues. And again, as I said, the courts don't look favorable on withholding certain things for financial reasons or anything like that. Generally speaking, I don't know that purchasing a new home during the pendency of a divorce is the best way to go. But then again, you never know, because every case and every situation is different. There may be facts and circumstances in a particular case that may make that, a good choice. Certainly there are ways to handle that, if that is a possibility and there are assets enough, to go around. Obviously, in this case, we have a celebrity couple. They probably have the means to do something like this, and it can be accounted for, if things aren't hotly disputed.
Whether they have money, you're right. It does make things easier from the ability to afford it, and it creates perhaps another asset. But for guys watching, one of the things that they should be concerned about, and if you use this as a great example, Alex, would be maybe avoid thrift spending, without consent. Don't go buying a new car or going on a vacation. Don't you think that judges look at that negatively if you're doing it without the consent and understanding of your spouse?
Without a doubt. I actually have a case here in Connecticut where one of my clients, his wife purchased a new home without consent, using funds that were subject to an asset division in the divorce. So we had to deal with that, and ultimately it comes out in the settlement distribution, or if we go to trial, it's an issue that will be dealt with there. So no, they don't look favorably on that. In that type of situation, sometimes it's a violation of any sort of automatic orders that states have that say you can't spend this type of money during a divorce.